Chaos. The more fun thing with the African Cup of Nations is you can always count on one or two teams to come out of nowhere and truly surprise in terms of their performance. And this year, the entire bracket just said, "You want chaos? We'll give it to you guys." Welcome back to the Africans. We cover Canadian African content for football because we wouldn't be the Africans if we didn't do it. And we are not wasting any time with any type of preamble. We're jumping right in because this day was chaos and I loved it. So let's start off with the first two matchups of the day. We had Group C matching up in that first game slot of games. We had Guinea versus Senegal. You had Cameroon versus the Gambia. What was at stake was first, second, and third in the group were still at large. Also, you had teams who were trying to stay alive for third place. So Ghana sat as the fifth best team in terms of third place following, and they couldn't have Cameroon win. You needed the Gambia to win that game to have a chance to move on, or at the very least, draw to give you an opportunity to move on. First game, that really was simple, and you see it there. Senegal over Guinea by the score of 2-0. Senegal goes 9 up, 9 down, goals by second Jai in the 61st and 90th minute. And truly, Senegal had the bulk of the chances, and they performed as probably the best performing team in the group stage so far. They haven't really looked too bothered. Yes, Gambia gave them a little bit of trouble. Cameroon were able to push them, but in terms of the results, they went 3 up, 3 down, 9 points. And because of that, they sit as Group C runner up. And we'll go through the entire bracket at the end here, just so you guys have a better idea of where everyone is. But the game, I think, of the day in terms of chaos, why we are naming this video Chaos, Gambia versus Cameroon. What a game with full on chaos. So we have Akambi scoring in the 56th minute. And, again, Ghanaians everywhere are like, please, the Gambia, do something for us. And then Jalo scores on a beautiful goal off of a cross put in beautifully, being the goalkeeper, 1-1. Then E. Coli puts it in. I say E. Coli. I don't know why I said that, but we're going to keep it in. Coley puts it in 85th minute. And at this point, we are thinking the unthinkable is going to happen. Chaos reigns supreme, only to then have in the 87th minute an own goal off of Gomez, tying the game at 2. Okay, not enough. All right, cool. Whoa, scores in the 91st minute. Woo. And that was a nice goal off of a corner. Nice set piece, nice movement. It was nice, but the drama wasn't complete there. Coming in the 97th minute, another goal. The goals and chaos were happening so quickly. If you're trying to tweet, you tweeted one thing, and the next thing you knew, a goal was scored. What else could you really do? But then in the final moments of the game, we have one of you know, Maradona has his goals, right? Maradona has a famous goal in the World Cup, the hand of God. I'm going to call this the hand of VAR because how do you think you can get away with this type of a goal with VAR existing? So what happens is there is a corner that comes in after Christopher Wu scores in the 91st minute of additional time. The ball is coming in and it's working and it looks lovely. But there is there's a moment where off of a corner in the 94th minute, we see an amazing moment, which to me is just so chaotic. It brought me joy. I was like, this game is going to be crazy. So you have the corner that comes in. Comes if Coley puts it in, and then not Coley who scores it. You see the ball go in, and then all of a sudden you're thinking, what? The ball's in the back of the net in the 94th minute. What happens? What happens? What happens? The game is tied? No. Player comes in and hands the ball, and VAR comes and says, this is not a goal. And to me, even on the replay, they look at it and it's there. How do you think you can get away with this how do you think you can get away with this even today? You see it on the replay. The player puts up his hand, flicks it, and it's the name is escaping me now. It's 21 on Gambia who flicks it on. I know I tweeted earlier saying, "Oh, Coley, why did you try to go to hand of God?" And the VR said, "No, no, you that type of emotion will be seen always. You see the deflection happen. Everyone is confused, but the goalkeepers are saying, no, this is, and rightfully so, it's there. But I think even if he doesn't touch it, maybe emotion there catches you and it goes through. But that is the end of a chaotic game. And what that officially does is it officially eliminates the Gambia, but then also officially eliminates Ghana from competition. That it ends. There's not much you can do, and that ends that game. What a chaotic game! A lovely game that I loved. The Cameroon now they know who their next opponent is. They are going to be playing Nigeria, as I jokingly said on a Discord. The battle of astronomically missed chances, which is I think the theme of this AFCON. It's not necessarily that middle class is coming up, and that is true. That is a big theme that I've been following and I've been saying on these videos. If you've been watching these videos, you've heard me say this a lot. But the amount of chances that are being missed is just amazing. Crossbars, one-on-one goalkeepers, and the ability to finish matters. You're seeing teams with possession who are outpossessing teams, but when it comes to winning the goals and the goal charts, it's 1-0 for the opponents. And that impacts a lot. You need to finish your chances and then take your chances from there. Not to say that possession isn't important. Possession is one way to measure how dominant you were in a game. However, all that doesn't always matter unless you can put a goal away and win. And some of the teams who've moved on have been able to at least convert a chance or some chances, and other teams have just struggled to do so. And we're seeing this with some of the larger teams when we get to the second group of games. Angola versus Burkina Faso. I had Burkina Faso finishing second to Algeria in this group from the get go, with Angola finishing third and Mauritania being the thanks for being here. For the second time in my predictions, the team I picked to finish first, same thing, Group E, Egypt, are out of the competition. No, Egypt is still in the competition. Ghana I had finishing third. But Angola topping the group with Burkina Faso and then Mauritania. We'll get to Mauritania in a minute, but Angola beating Burkina Faso, I'm a little bit surprised by this. Angola topping the group, I did not expect this. I always expected Burkina Faso to maybe have a little bit more of the possession. I saw what they did versus Mauritania, but maybe that game should have been an indicator as to what could be coming. They played a good game, but Angola was able to, again, finish their chances versus Mauritania. Mauritania finished their one chance, but then missed some great opportunities when the game started to open up with Algeria really pressing. But Angola, Mabululu in the 36th minute and then Zini in the 92nd minute of additional time pushes them through. And now you start to have this conversation in terms of, okay, Algeria surely beats Mauritania. They don't. And then I rewatched the game and I watched the highlights afterwards. Algeria had all the possession in this game, but weren't able to fix. And it was really remarkable coming from a team that they started off this tournament truly looking good, but then all of a sudden that draw versus Angola, I don't think they played too good to come away with just a draw. And they drew themselves out and then lost in the end. It's the chances that they missed that weren't able to be converted. So because of that, you have Angola up in first, Burkina Faso in second, and Mauritania with the win surpass Algeria. That means they are moving on. Tomorrow we get to the final groups of teams. And man, I mean, the other things happened today too. The Gambia's coach left, Ghana's coach was sacked. I mean, to Ghana, I say you changed the direction of your catering team on the Titanic that's sinking. The boat is the issue. The coach made choices. There's no doubt. The coach failed. The coach failed in trying to get a good performance out of the team. But the issue is the federation. Don't get that wrong. For the Gambia, I'm a little bit upset that they left their coach. I know it was a disappointing performance getting to AFCON second time, not being able to secure the win after one after last year's AFCON 2 years ago. That is where they were able to get to the round of 16. It is a bit of a step back, but you have to look at the team that they played and the groups they were in, and they played very well, I think, but they weren't able to get the results, unfortunately. So what does this mean now? In terms of the bracket, let's get to the bracket. Here's what we know. We know that we're getting another Guinea derby with Equatorial Guinea versus Guinea, and that will be a very lovely matchup on the 28th. Egypt is going to be playing the runner-up of Group F, and we'll get to those teams. Senegal will be playing the third place team of either Group A or Group F. And then you have Mauritania versus Cape Verde, the Cinderella matchup taking place. Ooh, I do like Cape Verde's chances of getting out of that, meaning Cape Verde could maybe pursue and just full out go into a further part of this. And I'm very excited. Cape Verde moving on in this competition will be very interesting with the winner of Group F and then the runner ups of Group E there. Angola's win for the third place team of Group E or F, and Nigeria's will be facing Cameroon on the 27th. Now, here's what is interesting. If you're looking at this bracket, the interesting thing is you have third group, Group E and F 1, the winners and runners ups of E and F 2, 3, the winners of Group E 4, and then the runner up of Group F. What that means is there are 5 spots available and 6 teams and 8 teams playing. All 8 are still alive. The two third place teams, the words. I do apologize for that. But the two third place teams for Group E's and F's, Namibia and Zambia, are still alive, but one of them will be eliminated. Zambia plays Morocco, and then Namibia, or yeah, Zambia plays Morocco, then Namibia have Mali. A loss by any of those two eliminates them, specifically because you have this. So in the third place teams, let's look at this. Guinea and Mauritania are the only two who are qualified. They can't go anywhere. Ivory Coast needs a loss from either Namibia or Zambia to secure them, but also because three, they're on 3 points and -3 differential. We also have to look at the fourth place teams in these groups, which are Tanzania, which a win would bump them up to 4 points. Tanzania playing DR Congo in that second slot of games tomorrow, as well as Tunisia, could they be a third team that disappoints, that we expect big things out of them? Uh, even a win, not a draw. A draw won't get them through, but a win versus South Africa, which isn't impossible, moves them up and out. But then that drops South Africa to third. And with that being the case, now you're in a position where anything can go. Mali's the only team in Group E that has qualified based off points. No team can get no team can get less than 4 points. So they are guaranteed either a first, second, or third slot moving forward. So because of that, now the conversation becomes what can happen. Can South Africa beat Tunisia? If they do that, they all but guarantee their spot, or even if they draw. South Africa just needs to get to 4. That's our magic number. A draw gets them there, but you have to go for the win. If you land on a draw, that's fine. Don't go for the draw because you leave yourself less room to wiggle around through. Namibia, same thing. A draw gets them through, but secure the win, secure the points. They're ahead in third place teams. So secure the points. Namibia versus Mali, if they can move forward. And Mali, a win sort of further solidifies where they are. Mali, which is the Group E winner, would be off to face Burkina Faso in the next round. So that is very interesting. And then Group F could have an interesting pathway moving forward. Again, Tanzania, they need a win to move on. A draw won't do it just based off the goal difference. You have them playing DR Congo and then Zambia playing Morocco. All 3 teams need to go through. Morocco is moved through because no team can get less than 4 points, but Morocco should be looking to secure the amount of goals and the points here. Therefore, a goal or a win for them here would move them and guarantee them for Group F. And as we said before, Group F means they are playing the runner up of Group E. And that's this bracket with Cape Verde or Capo Verde and Mauritania. And this opens up a very interesting window. If they're able to secure this, they have a very interesting pathway where you could argue the winner of this Group F, Group E math, not underestimating, but on paper, people would say they have an easy shot to get to the semifinals. Not guaranteed. I mean, how many teams have overlooked Cape Verde and are now sitting at home watching? Well, Ghana did. So you can't not take them seriously. Mauritania, we should be taking them seriously as they did get a result over Algeria, but on paper that looks very interesting. I don't think they'll be able to get it done, but that is where we sit in terms of the games coming up. 5 spots available, 8 teams still in play. Realistically, it's 3 spots available and 6 teams in play for them because again, Morocco and Mali have enough points to move on, but it's now a matter of seeding for them. Guys, on the rewatch, let me know who you feel has the best shot to move in this very chaotic yet very entertaining AFCON. Coaches, players going on. We're gonna have a conversation about what went wrong for some of these bigger teams. What is their issues? I know that is, but even the teams that have made it through, who do you trust? I don't know. Let me know who do you trust going into the final day of this competition in terms of the group stage. This has been a question from the African Saint. Thank you for being here. Until next time, we say bye bye for now.